We can meet you this week. Like $30. So I'm gonna roast those chicken legs. We'll have two now, and we'll have ground beef on chips for dinner. I don't have time to stand them over.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our product knowledge webinar for this afternoon. My name is Alberto Bock. I'm a regional sales manager for Immunocal in the United States, and I'm super happy to be with you this afternoon. Today, we're going to be talking about one of our most popular products, of course, our flagship product for Immunocal, Immunocal and Immunocal Platinum. But before we go into detail with our special guest, let's watch this video together, a video that many of you have seen before, and a video that should always be sharing with your prospects every time you talk to them. Let's watch it together.
As we go about our hectic daily lives, our bodies are affected by harmful factors such as stress and insomnia, lack of exercise, pollutants from the air we breathe, poor nutrition from the food we eat, and the inevitable effects of aging. Over 40 years ago, a pivotal breakthrough in our understanding of immune system function provided a way for us to maintain a strong immune system. A strong immune system improves our body's ability to defend itself from harm. Working together, Drs. Gustavo Bonus and Patricia Kongshaven discovered the role of a specially prepared whey protein isolate in raising a molecule in your body called glutathione. Glutathione, known as the body's master antioxidant, is critical for healthy immune function. This discovery led to the development of Immunotech's signature products, Immunocal and Immunocal Platinum, an enhanced formula which resulted from the work of Dr. Wolf Droge. Both are the most important supplements you will ever use. Both help your body raise glutathione, and simply put, the higher your glutathione levels are, the healthier you will be.
The immune system is incredibly complex, but one of the things that is well established is that the immune system cannot function well without the presence of glutathione.
Aging, poor diet, health challenges, lack of exercise, stress, inadequate sleep, all lower glutathione in the body. Unfortunately, eating a glutathione supplement doesn't work because glutathione is broken down in the digestive system. To raise glutathione, you need to provide building blocks or precursors so that your cells can make it for you. Precursors come from the foods we eat, but one that's in very limited supply is cysteine. The challenge is that when basic cysteine enters your body, it usually does not make it to your cells. Unlike basic cysteine powders or supplements, only Immunocal has bonded cysteine. Cysteine that's bonded is surrounded by a shell of protein that protects it until it can be absorbed by your cells. Once absorbed, cysteine allows your body to raise glutathione, and that helps ensure a healthier you.
So, you will be using the word glutathione as commonly used by antioxidant.
Immunocal received global recognition through patents issued in countries around the world, with 48 studies published by doctors and scientists working at top global institutions, work that continues today and in Canada's Compendium of Pharmaceuticals and Specialties and the United States' Physician's Desk reference. Two well-respected medical resources that doctors and pharmacists trust, and was granted a natural product number and approval to make certain claims by Health Canada.
Quite simply put, your health depends on your immune system. And glutathione is literally food for your immune system.
While Immunocal is a product that people of all ages can benefit from, Platinum's advanced formula makes it a superior choice for all ages and lifestyles, and the ideal supplement for athletes and seniors. Immunocal has powered elite professional and amateur athletes worldwide, including multiple Olympians, gold, silver, and bronze medalists. Immunocal and Immunocal Platinum help maintain your immune system, build antibodies, and improve muscle strength and physical performance when combined with regular exercise. Dissolved in juice or mixed with yogurt or applesauce, 1 to 2 pouches of Immunocal or Platinum per day delivers the full spectrum of benefits. You can think of Immunocal and Immunocal Platinum as food for your immune system, helping you and your family live healthier lives. Immunotech, the science of living better.
Indeed, Immunocal, the product that everybody needs, and that video says it all. It's so complete. There's more information, and today to share with us part of the science behind this product, and also talk about the differences between Immunocal Platinum and Immunocal. We have with us Dr. Jimmy Goodman, and who better than him to tell us all about the science behind it, because he's the world-renowned author of science, the #1 expert in the world in Immunocal and Immunocal Platinum. Our own Dr. Jimmy Goodman, Chief Science Officer for Immunotech. So, Dr. Goodman, thank you so much for accepting our invitation today. Are you here?
I am.
Fantastic, Dr. Goodman. Thank you again for taking the time to be with us today. And today we're going to be talking about Immunocal and Immunocal Platinum, and address easily one of the most frequently asked questions. Other than talking about Immunocal, the question is, what is the difference between the two, between Immunocal and Immunocal Platinum? And I know every time you go to one of our events, people ask you, you cannot leave that event without people asking you these questions, at least once.
I think one of the reasons that's the case is because platinum really does have a broad range of benefits. So it's hard just to target 1 or 2 markets.
That's right. And so let's talk about it today, Dr. Goodman. I'm sure you are going to clarify for us all of this. So please go ahead, take it away, Doctor.
So the thing that we need to do before we get onto platinum is have a few basic foundational points made about Immunocal. If you know Immunocal, it's going to be a lot easier to know Immunocal Platinum. Immunocal remains the basis of building platinum on top of it by Dr. Wolf-Droll way back in the 2000s. So what is Immunocal? Immunocal is very basically truly natural. Now, why do I say natural with such emphasis? Because even if we change this protein a little bit from the way it appears in nature, it would not work. The proteins in the Immunocal have to be perfectly intact to express their function. And keeping these proteins in the same shape, in the same condition as you find in nature we use the term undenatured. And you'll be seeing us use that term a lot. But more practically, I'm quite comfortable when Immunocal is called the most important supplement you'll ever use. I mean, that's a statement that's rather far-reaching, but it's really hard to argue with. And for the science-minded people out there who want to a form and function explanation as to what Immunocal is. Immunocal acts as a glutathione precursor. In other words, it naturally causes the body to make its own glutathione. And glutathione, as we've discussed in many other venues, is critical in supporting an optimal immune function. And please don't take my word for it. I always want people to do their homework if they have the time. And the best place to look up original scientific and medical literature is a site that's called PubMed.gov. Every researcher, every scientist is on this site all the time. And when you punch in glutathione, you're going to find upwards of 150,000 articles describing glutathione in both illness and in health. Finally, for the very practical people, they want to know, what does Immunocal do for me? Well, just remember three things: healthier, stronger, and smarter. And we've discussed these before, and we'll probably have other little venues and videos just talking about healthier, stronger, and smarter. Now, what's the difference? Here we go. The difference between Immunocal and other whey proteins. And easily, this is one of our top three most asked questions. So number three, we're going to do this backwards just for dramatic effect. We've been at this science for over 40 years, and I challenge you to find another supplement that has published over 60 articles on it. You just won't. So it's proven through over 60 articles over a 40-year span. Number two, it's accepted by the medical community. It appears in the reference books called the PDR in the USA and the CPS in Canada. These books sit on the desk of every physician and every pharmacist in Canada and the USA. And if your doctor wants to know about Immunocal, all that he or she needs to do is crack open that book and just watch their face when they find this natural substance in the PDR or CPS. Finally, number one, what's the big difference? It's undenatured. Remember, we used that word earlier on. These proteins are obtained from nature without damaging them or changing them. Why is this important? Because you won't see this in other commercial whey products. They're all great nutrition. Whether they lack glutathione or not is the critical issue. So it's undenatured, and that's how it raises. Okay, so now let's focus on platinum specifically. What exactly is platinum? Well, first of all, and this is something we may not mention a lot, it gets a little technical, it has a higher biologically active cysteine content. Remember, bonded cysteine specifically is the limiting factor behind your cell's ability to make glutathione. And here we see in this cysteine what we call a disulfide bond. It's labeled there in the bottom right between two cysteine molecules. This is the bond that's so easily broken by heat, by mechanical stress. And when this bond is broken, the protein starts to denature. There's that word again. What is in the platinum? Dr. Droge added two new components. One of them is called CMP. CMP stands for cytokine modulating protein. A bit of a mouthful. What is a cytokine? Well, a cytokine is a tiny molecule that acts in the immune system that triggers an inflammatory response. Now, what the CMP does, it blunts these cytokine signals, and in that way decreases inflammation. And inflammation doesn't just mean sore back or sore muscles or sore joints. Inflammation is a process behind the majority, hear this, the majority of major illnesses facing our population today. Now, platinum also contains what we call RMF. RMF stands for redox modulating formula. We can actually spend another hour explaining what and how this works, but for the sake of time, the easiest way to explain it, its main function is that it lowers acidity. A more eloquent term would be it's an alkaline or alkalization agent. You can do a search on why an acid body develops problems, but here's just a couple reasons. Certainly all you athletes out there know about acidosis. For example, lactic acidosis, that's what causes that burn in your muscles and it's followed up by soreness. Kidney patients know about acidosis. Osteoporosis patients lose calcium because of acidosis. So combating acidosis, lowering the acidity level, clearly is a good strategy. Now we're getting more into, I guess, a sales perspective. Here's the big one that you've all been trying to determine: who should get platinum instead of regular Immunocal? Well, first of all, anyone who wants to spend a few more dollars for a premium product. There are some people that just want the best of the best. That's an easy one. People who work out and want to either improve their performance or recover more quickly from their physical exertion. There's another one. Older individuals, we all naturally are going to drop glutathione levels as we age and suffer the consequences of lower glutathione, or better still, want to avoid these, what we call diseases of aging, as long as possible. There's another category, individuals with osteoporosis. They need to reduce their calcium loss, and calcium loss is a result of an overly acidic body. And finally, I think that the last big group that's in this market are the group that we call inflammatory conditions. Now, some scientists will go as far as implying that inflammation is the root of all evil. So there you have it. And platinum is a definite step up from Immunocal, given its additional features and benefits. So use it well.
Thank you so much, Dr. Goodman. And I really think this presentation clarifies what platinum is. And I encourage all of our listeners today to share this presentation, via sending the link from the Facebook page to your contacts, to your process, to your consultants, or go to the podcast of Immunotech and go to immunotech.podbean.com and find this recording there, because it is such a great information that everybody needs to have, everybody needs to know, and the more you know, the easier it gets to explain it to your prospects. And it is very, very helpful to have it with you. And I think that will, hopefully give our listeners some good clarity between the two products. And Dr. Goodman, we're about to get into answering a few questions that we have received from the field, but I would like to pose a question of my own at this moment, and I think you'll find it very simple. You will find it a very simple question, which is, and you addressed it beautifully. Now, who is the platinum market? Who is this product for? Who should be taking the Immunocal platinum? Who should be thinking of, as we look at our contact list, as we consider all the people that we care about in our lives. And you mentioned it, whether they're athletes, active people, or older individuals. But one of these slides that I know is the favorite among our field when they are showing the Discovery Immunotech presentation is the one that says, who is Immunocal for? Immunocal is for everyone. So I guess I would just kind of pose our opening question with, rather than not saying who is the platinum market, is there anybody that you would like to mention that is not the platinum market?
And that's a good question. And you say it's easy. It's not that easy. Immunocal is itself, the regular Immunocal, is an absolutely extraordinary product that everybody could benefit from. But you want to take a step up. Now, if you are, like in great health, and you're young. There's actually a medical definition for young. Usually we consider somebody under the age of 45 as young. So if you're young and you're healthy, you can easily save a few dollars and use the Immunocal Platinum. However, if you're young and you're healthy and you do a lot of working out and you want to exceed in the realm of sports, well then you do need to use the Platinum. Does that help?
Oh yeah, I think that helps a lot. That's a good one. And that should help answer the question of who should take. So thank you so much for that. So along those lines, we have more questions, and this, I think, we also certainly follow the frequently asked questions, the FAQ that we have. So how about if we take a few of these questions from our people?
Always a pleasure.
Fantastic. So let's, here we go. This is the first one. And it comes from Jonathan from Atlanta, Georgia. Jonathan says, I see on the ingredients that platinum contains creatine. I heard this can be bad for the kidneys. Please explain. Go for it, doctor.
Well, you actually asked the question properly, but Jonathan from Georgia, you'll see that he actually wrote creatinine. Such a common mistake because, they sound the same, they're spelled similarly, but there's a huge difference. Creatinine is a breakdown substance that's found, usually you find it on a blood test, and it's a reflection of kidney function. A creatinine level that's too high, and people will see this on their blood test results, might be an indication that their kidneys aren't working as well as they should. We don't put creatinine in platinum. We put something called creatine. So it's spelled similarly and pronounced similarly, but entirely different. Creatine is a small little protein or a peptide that we find usually in meat products. And it's a very, very interesting substance. It acts as an energy source. And for all the keeners out there, an energy source, how does it do that? It drives the formation of what we call ADP and ATP. That's for the keeners. But this is actually the main reason why it is used mostly by performance athletes. It's been shown in studies that creatine can make you stronger, it can make you faster. It's just something that really every gym is going to carry this. The problem is that creatine itself can be hard on the kidneys when you take it at high doses. And some of you may have heard about professional athletes. I'm thinking of some NBA players that ended up requiring dialysis because they're taking too much creatine, and they're creatine toxic. But look at the dosing. It's all about the dose. An athlete will typically use between 5 and 10 grams of creatine per day. 5 and 10 grams equates to 5,000 to 10,000 milligrams per day. Now let's look at how much creatine appears in a nice steak. You get yourself a nice steak. There's about 1 gram or 1,000 milligrams. And a big old hamburger can have almost as much. Finally, look at the amount of creatine in platinum. It's like a fraction of those amounts. Nowhere near. It's actually a very, very small amount indeed. So why even use it? Why put it in platinum at all? Well, Dr. Droga felt strongly about this. He believed that there would be a number of Immunocal users who are possibly vegetarian and may not be getting enough creatine at all. And creatine is important in what we call insulin signaling. Again, it gets complicated, but this is important in driving energy into the cells. And so we don't talk about it too much, but this insulin signaling is very, very important. So Jonathan, your question is great. We do hear this question about creatine. So if you're not worried about the amount of creatine that you're going to find in a hamburger, you certainly don't have to worry about the creatine in platinum.
That's right. So there you go, Jonathan. I'm sorry for my pronunciation of create. Okay, so there we go. This is we have enough time for one more question, and it's from Lourdes from San Antonio, Texas, and she says, "My naturopath told me I need to alkalinize my urine because I have osteoporosis, and this will stop me from losing too much calcium. How can I be sure that platinum is doing this?"
Yeah, Lourdes, your naturopath is absolutely right. We mentioned that before. Alkalizing the urine is a great strategy to minimize the loss of calcium. An acid environment that actually leaches calcium from your bones, and it's eliminated in your urine. This was one of Dr. Droga's objectives. In fact, I think we actually have a patent on platinum. And so the second part of your question, without getting too graphic, there is a way to test this, and so you can be reassured that this in fact is happening. You can find these little test strips at a lot of places. A lot of natural food stores will have this. Certainly your pharmacy will have this. It's quite easy. Just dip one of these sticks into a sample, and it'll tell you the pH. pH is a measurement of how much acid is in your urine, and compare the results on days when you're either taking or not taking your platinum. Just be sure that try to test it at the same time of the day and after eating similar meals, because that will also affect these results. And you'll see in front of your eyes platinum working. So become a scientist. I'll hand this back to you.
Thank you, Dr. Goodman. Thank you so much. And with this, I think we're done for today. And before we go, I just want to remind everyone that you can find so many tools and information regarding Immunocal, Platinum, resources library to your back office. You can also find the video that we saw at the beginning. And please come in here, explore, download all the flyers that you can, so that you can always have them handy for your prospects and keep growing the business. Thank you again, Dr. Goodman, for your time, and not to mention that we'll talk to you again next week. And to all, have a great afternoon, and talk to you some other time. Bye-bye.